Scientists have uncovered what could prove the key to understanding the act of dreaming. Now, this is a hot zone which is near the back of the brain. The research by the University of Wisconsin-Madison in the US also found that dreaming does not just happen in the rapid eye movement phase of sleep, as was previously thought. Joining me to unpack all this is Associate Professor Danny Eckert. He's a principal research scientist with the Neuroscience Research Australia. Danny, thanks so much for dropping in this afternoon. Let's just take this back a bit. This hot zone that's been sort of discovered, how important is this area and what does it do?
Look, it's interesting because traditionally we study sleep by attaching one or two electrodes to the scalp, and we take that as a characterization of what's occurring in the entire brain. What's interesting about this study and what they've found is that they put on 256 of these leads, so they can really quite carefully monitor different regions of the brain. And the interesting part is they've found a local sleep, or a region in the back of the brain that appears to be a neural correlate or responsible for the dream content.
Right, so this specific part, how did they know that it was part of that dream content? And then I guess you can say, why is there a separate part of the brain that's responsible for that?
Look, it was really quite clever. What they did was wake people up throughout the night, and ask them, were you or were you not dreaming? And on a scale, and then they asked them about recalling whether the activities and the content of their dreams. And basically, in doing that in enough people over and over again, they were able to look at these neural correlates and find that this particular region in the back of the brain lit up, if you like, similar to wakefulness, both during non-rapid eye movement sleep as well as rapid eye movement sleep.
Which basically says that that part of the brain is active throughout the night.
Look, it's active when you're having those dream periods, not throughout the night. And there's other interesting species that, seals, for example, they can sleep with half their brain and the other half is completely awake. And what this tells us is humans seem to be also pretty good at localized sleep, or certain areas of the brain are sleeping and others are really quite active.
Danny, you specialise in sleep apnea, so you've spoken, no doubt, to thousands of people who don't sleep well. Does this research kind of enlighten parts of your studies? Look,
it's interesting. We know that in obstructive sleep apnea, the disorder that I study and my team at NeuRA, is incredibly common. Over 1 million Australians have this disorder, and it gets worse in the rapid eye movement, or the dream, what we've traditionally thought as the dreaming phase of sleep.
Right.
And so we think that some of this work can ultimately help us learn more about what exactly is going on, and potentially some of the consequences of the disorder, such as next day sleepiness and so forth.
Are you always amazed by how much we don't know about the brain when you look at a study like this?
It's a fascinating area of science and medicine to be involved with, because there really are so many unanswered questions, and this is a really exciting study that we've been talking about today.
Thanks so much, Danny. Great to meet you.
Likewise.